Hello, welcome back to IndigoSmokes Tarot. I'm doing a reading for the Cancer Collective, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I have two tarot decks here. One of them I've divided into 5 different piles. The major arcana is going to tell me the overall energy, theme, and lesson for you at this time, Cancer. The Pentacles is going to show me the energy surrounding your work, finances, and or family life, or domestic life, I'm sorry. And the Cups is going to show me the energy of your spiritual, emotional life and relationships, if that's something that is relevant. And the the Swords are going to show me your state of mind and communications, ingoing and outgoing. And the Wands, last but not least, is going to tell me about your energy levels, your goals, your actions, what it is that you are either doing or trying to do. Or just it shows your energy levels at this time. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you click on it and it resonates, it's absolutely for you. My last reading that I did, it went a little bit too long, so I do have the Oracle cards that I will end the video with. They're already, I already shuffled and pulled those out just to save on time, but I have not looked at them or anything like that, so it'll be a surprise for me as well when we get to the end of the reading. So now I just want to turn this down. Alright, and last but not least, let's get started. So I'm starting with the major arcana. Divine insight, clarity, and guidance for the collective of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Ashe. What is the overall energy, theme, and lesson for the Cancerian collective, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Okay. We got the reversed High Priestess. Okay, so this card is ruled by the moon. Obviously Cancer, you're ruled by the moon as well. So I'm seeing this as your energy. Okay, for me, the High Priestess is either Pisces or Cancer because it's both water. With this card being in the reverse, to me, this shows not listening to your intuition, okay? Or maybe some things not being clear to you, needing some spiritual guidance from within, okay? Maybe feeling a little bit lost. And sometimes the reverse High Priestess can also refer to like secrets or something to do with communication, whether it's maybe being a little bit too overactive in your energy and your communication, maybe secrets coming forth. But strongly, when I see the reverse High Priestess, I see that as someone not listening to their intuition, okay? So, show me the energy surrounding the work, finances, and the domestic life of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Cancerian Collective. Divine insight, clarity, and guidance for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Alright, we have the reverse Seven of Pentacles. I believe this card showed up in the pre-shuffle as well. So the reverse Seven of Pentacles, that talks about either there's a certain level of impatience that you are having in cultivating something. Like the Seven of Pentacles, it talks about patience, it talks about planning, and it talks about putting in the work. And when it goes into the reverse, it just kind of shows that you're not getting the results that you are waiting for, anticipating, possibly due to impatience, possibly due to not putting enough work in. Anything along those lines. So we're going to see, this energy so far, like I said, it could be referring to your work life, domestic life, or strictly your finances, but we're going to see when I clarify. Show me the overall energy surrounding the spiritual life, emotional life, and relationships of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Divine insight, clarity, and guidance for the collective of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Right, the Knight of Cups. Okay, this can talk about offers, proposals. It can also talk about creativity, emotions, intuition. This is an action card for me though, okay? This can also just talk about being very idealistic, in love with love, maybe not being fully grounded due to emotion, due to not being connected with one's intuition. Okay. Alright, can you show me the overall energy? I think that was the reverse Two of Swords. Can you show me the overall energy? Damn. I want to get the question out first. Can you show me the overall energy reflecting the state of mind and communications of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Can I get one card for that? Right, Page of Swords. Okay. So for some of you, this is sharp communication, whether you're on the giving or receiving end of it, maybe a little bit petty. But other than that, reflecting your state of mind, the Page of Swords can strongly talk about trying to find the truth, trying to find answers. Okay, someone here could be in research mode for whatever reason. All right. Seeking clarity, seeking information, truth, wanting to communicate said truth, or possibly, like I said, receiving very sharp communication or giving it. What is the overall energy? What are the goals, energy levels, passions, and actions of the Cancer Collective? Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Divine Truth, insight, guidance, and clarity for the Cancerian Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Cancer. Alright, we have the reverse Page of Wands here. Alright, so sometimes the reverse Page of Wands can show up as someone who's being a little bit spoiled or bratty. As far as energy levels, the reverse Page of Wands, to me, it can talk about kind of feeling deflated energetically, not really feeling inspired, not really feeling up to doing much. Other than that, if this is talking about just your actions, or, you know, maybe the actions of someone that you're dealing with, this is strongly someone who, to me, the reverse Page of Wands is like a spoiled brat. Okay, your energy that's not being directed properly, or a lack of inspiration or creativity, or a lack of desire to take action with something. Okay, so now we're going to get into clarification. Alright, why is the reversed High Priestess here as the overall energy, theme, and lesson for the collective of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Clarify the reversed High Priestess for the Cancerian Collective. Divine insight, clarity, and guidance for the collective of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Why is the reversed High Priestess here as the overall energy and lesson for the Cancerian Collective? Really? No, it's too many cards. Clarify the reversed High Priestess for Cancer as the overall energy and lesson here. Okay, so we have the Four Wands. So, this can talk about home life, okay? So maybe domestic issues are taking over your reading here, Cancer. So the Four Wands, it typically talks about a happy home life, a happy domestic situation, something worth enjoying, something that you could be celebrating. But unless the reverse High Priestess is just talking about you kind of being out of your shell, and you're being more active and more communicative than usual, this can strongly talk about maybe neglecting your intuition in regards to a domestic situation. All right. Why is the Four Wands reverse High Priestess here as the overall energy and lesson for the Cancer Collective? Justice in reversed, gifted. Alright, so this tarot deck that I'm using, these cards, the clarifying deck, is, I think it's called Tarot Apocalypse, or Tarot Apocalypses, something along those lines. This is one of those optional cards that is exclusive to this deck only, and this refers to like Pandora energy, like Pandora's box. And with the reverse all gifted card being here, it's basically indicative of someone withholding their gifts and what they have to offer to the world or a situation. Okay, so somehow, some way, Cancer, you could be holding back on your gifts. Strongly intuition here. Okay, maybe some of you carry the High Priestess energy just in the sense of being very intuitive. Maybe you are into, you know, esoteric spirituality. And maybe that's something that you're needing to cultivate and offer. Or that's something that you're needing to kind of just tap into or embrace more of. And with the reverse all gifted, though, that's normally talking about sharing your gifts with the external world in some way. All right, kind of being in the forefront of things. Okay, not hiding. For others of you, this is just maybe you're unaware of your gifts, and that's something that you're needing to find out at this time. Also, that came out with this is the Justice card. Okay, so with both of these together, I am definitely seeing that you're needing to discover your truth and align yourself, like cosmically, like universal laws. Okay. If this isn't talking about like legal matters in regards to your domestic life, children, marriage, things like that. This is definitely talking about the spiritual aspect of tapping into what your truth is, what gifts you have to offer to the world, whether that's intuitive, spiritual, creative, etc. Definitely there's something within you that you need to bring to the forefront and channel and offer to the world, or just getting yourself in alignment. There's a certain level of needing to own your gifts and own your power that is here. The Justice card, when it's not talking about the mundane physical laws, it's talking about spiritual laws and being aligned with truth and balance in the cosmic order of things. Okay, so for sure, Cancer, it could be time for you to really tap into your intuition, your spirituality, or your creativity, because maybe you're needing to be, maybe there's something that you're needing to offer to the world, or your community, or your family, or just there's a certain level of stepping into your power that you need just for your own sense of balance and equilibrium. Okay. So we're going to see, why is the reverse Seven of Pentacles here for the work, finances, and domestic life of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Divine insight, clarity, and guidance for the collective of Cancer. Ashe. Why is the reverse Seven of Pentacles here as the energy surrounding the work, finances, and domestic life of the Cancerian collective? Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Clarify the reverse Seven of Pentacles. Alright, now we have a repeat, also in reverse. So we have the Page of Wands twice in the reverse. So once again, this is not acting on creative inspiration. This is not acting on your passions, or maybe using them in a reckless way, or just not tapping into them at all, not having the energy to do so, but strongly. With the reverse Page of Wands twice, that to me, that's a certain level of blocked creativity, not taking action, you know. Low energy levels for some of you. But when I see the reverse Page of Wands, or the Page of Wands period, is strongly in energy for me, because pages, they reflect new beginnings and the start of something. Okay, kind of like giving birth to something here. And for whatever reason, either you don't have the energy to do this and take action on what you are creatively inspired to go after, or just inspiration in and of itself, or this is an energy where maybe something here isn't being used properly, like this energy isn't being channeled properly. A lot of the times the Cancerian energy, or the Cancer archetype, it can be so focused on family and home life that it can definitely neglect itself by being more concerned about family and domestic life. Okay, so this could be an energy where maybe Cancer, you're needing to do a little bit more focusing on yourself. And, you know, I don't want to say not wasting your energy on domestic issues and family and those that you love, but just needing to create balance between the two. Okay, it's perfectly fine and wonderful to, you know, hold your family in high esteem and take care of your domestic life and your loved ones, but not to the point where you are neglecting yourself. Okay, so definitely this is a need to, one, know your gifts, you know what your intuition is telling you, tap into that. And if this isn't you needing to offer these gifts and this passion and this inspiration, and possibly this spiritual streak that you may have to the world or your community, this is something that you're needing to do just for yourself. Okay, so instead of overextending and doing everything and having all of your focus on family and home, this is something that maybe you're just needing to do for you. Okay, a streak of selfishness is perfect. You know, it's how you maintain balance. It's how you don't get lost in other people. All right. And with this clarifying the reverse Seven of Pentacles, like I said earlier, the reverse Seven of Pentacles, it strongly talks about failure to see and receive rewards or results of something that you are wanting. Once again, either due to a lack of effort, a lack of diligence, or impatience. Okay, so for some of you, you're doing too much and you're squandering your energy. Okay, maybe you're too scattered with things external to you, and thus you're not able to channel your gifts, your passions, and your intuition properly. And for others of you, this is just like a blind spot for you, and this is something that you're needing to discover about yourself. So for some of you, this reverse Page of Wands is an overactive energy that's needing to be tamed and channeled. And for others of you, this is blocked energy, or energy that you are not tapping into because you are too distracted with your external world, your domestic life, and your family. And you're needing to take some time out for yourself to discover and cultivate these things. And for others, this is something that you are already tapped into, but something here is excessive and it's off balance and it's needing to be tamed. All right. Especially if this is something that you are wanting to work on as far as work, or as far as, you know, creating financial security for yourself, or even if this is just something that you're wanting to, actually, no, I'm not going to say domestic life. I feel like this is more so talking about finances and or work. Strongly maybe something creative. If not that, this is just something that, once again, you're needing to discover and tap in and balance for you. Okay. Alright, why is the reverse page of wands here, clarifying the reverse 7 of pentacles for the collective of Cancer in regards to their work and finances? The reverse page, the reverse Knight of Swords with the reverse 9 of Wands. Clarifying the reverse page and the reverse 7. And all of these reversals here, it talks about energy that's not being properly used, or blockages. All right, so like I said, I feel like there's a divide here. So for some of you, you're aware of this energy, you have it, but you're not using it properly. And then for others of you, this is something that you haven't fully tapped into and discovered for yourself. And for both, you're needing to take that time out for you and not being distracted by family, domestic life, and the external world, and tune into self, tune into intuition, tune into what is going to bring you into balance. Okay, not scattering your energies trying to do everything for everyone. But anyways, the reverse Prince of Swords and the reverse Knight of Wands, this talks about, once again, this Prince in the reverse. So the Knights are already very active energy, every suit except for the Knight of Pentacles. It's kind of active, but it's slow. But with the Prince, the air energy, and with the fire energy here, to me, this is, once again, like either your energy is all over the place or it's blocked. Okay. And for a lot of you, this is overactive energy, because with this reverse 9 of Wands here, it talks about being exhausted, you know, feeling drained, not really having a lot of stamina or desire to continue fighting for or continue doing what you're wanting to do. So for a lot of you, this is an overactive energy that's needing to be tamed, you know. So for a lot of you, your domestic life, your family, and everything that you're doing for your domestic life and family, it's causing your energy to be very scattered, and you are unable to effectively channel your creative gifts or to tap into your intuition and your spirituality, just to bring yourself back into balance. Why is the Knight of Cups here for the spiritual, emotional life and relationships of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus? Divine insight, divine clarity, and guidance for the collective of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Clarify this Knight of Cups energy for the spiritual, emotional life and relationship life of the Cancerian collective. Alright, so reverse Temperance. Alright, the reverse Temperance card, it talks about being, they're all multifaceted cards, but with the Temperance card, this is alchemy. Okay, this is an angel in this card, finding, you know, balance through, you know, moderation. Okay, so what really stands out when I see this is, every time I see the reverse Temperance, to me, that is showing being extremely one way or the other. And a lot of times, because the Temperance in the upright it can be a very spiritual card. To me, when it goes into the reverse, it's talking about being too immersed in the mundane world. Not being connected enough to the spiritual aspect of life. It's like a separation that's here. Being in a situation where things aren't mixing cohesively but strongly. This is like being out of alignment spiritually because you're too focused or drained by external factors in the world and in the mundane aspects of life. And this is needing to temper yourself once again. So like I said, a lot of you, I still feel like it's split. Some of you, this is blocked energy that you haven't tapped into, and then for others of you, this is just overactive energy that doesn't have the right focus. So with this being here, it's just telling me that, once again, spiritually, emotionally, creatively, you're needing to find your balance. You're needing to get in touch with your spiritual side. You're needing to effectively use that spiritual side, not to the detriment of the physical world, but to balance it out and to balance yourself out. So strongly being overly distracted or overly immersed into the physical world, it's too extreme for you. For some of you, in regards to relationships, okay? So for some of you, like I said, because you do have the Four of Wands over here, reflecting like a happy home life. So for a lot of you, you do have a happy home life. And with this Knight of Cups being here for not just your spiritual and emotional life, but for relationships. So for some of you, this is the energy of you're so caught up in the love. You're so caught up in the emotions and the love that maybe you're experiencing within your romantic relationship, or even if it's just in your home environment, that once again, it's distracting you from what you're needing to do for yourself spiritually. Okay, this is kind of like being so in love that you forget about everything else in the world. Okay, so for some of you, your home life, your relationship is so awesome that you're neglecting, your spiritual side and the things you need to cultivate spiritually. So for a lot of you, this is like an emotional imbalance because you're so focused on loving others, loving your significant other, loving your family, being happy within domestic bliss, that you're no longer tuning into self and taking time out for self and whatever spiritual or creative gifts that you may have that you're not properly cultivating and channeling. Can we please clarify this reverse Temperance, Knight of Cups, for the spiritual, emotional life, and relationships of the Cancerian collective? Okay, we got 3 cards, 3 reversals. Okay. Whew. And then on the flip side, so for those of you where that domestic bliss, relationship bliss isn't kind of taking over your reading here and throwing you off of your spiritual focus and what you needed to do on a spiritual level, the flip side is that maybe you're so distracted by your domestic life or the mundane world because things are not happy. So like I said, there's a split here. With the reverse Sun, the reverse Tower, 2 major arcana, and then the reverse 8 of Wands. This is the reverse Sun to me is unhappiness. Okay. Possibly being in the dark for some of you, because that reverse High Priestess can be someone who is kind of not aware of what's going on around them, because once again, not being tapped into that intuition and those spidey senses. So for a lot of you, there's some things that you're needing to be illuminated to, but it's kind of like it's in your blind spot and you're not aware of it. So it's kind of like some of you are in this energy of darkness, just in the sense of, not being aware once again of that spiritual side or the spiritual aspect of a situation. Other than that, the reverse Sun card, it can talk about sadness, depression, okay, or just feeling very energetically low, like low vibrational, dealing with a lot of negative emotions. And then for others of you, this is representative of a situation that you're in that is maybe, once again, there's some things that you're not aware of in regards to it, some things you needed to be, clear on and illuminated to. I'm kind of losing my train of thought, but just to recap, the reverse Sun, to me, that is a lack of clarity, a lack of happiness, and it can talk about negative energy or depression. Okay, so if this isn't your energy, this could be a situation that you're in, and some things that you need to be aware of that maybe you're not. Especially next to this reverse Tower, it talks about clinging to the tower that has already fallen, and trying to rebuild on the ashes, when you should really just be trying to relocate somewhere else and build from scratch. So it's kind of like trying to cling to a sinking ship, something that's already been destroyed, something, that is no longer able to be a source of happiness for you. With this reverse 8 of Wands, once again, to me, that talks about, when the 8 of Wands is in the upright, it talks about swift movement, swift progress, being single-mindedly focused on something. And to me, when it goes into the reverse, it's talking about stalled energy, delays, obstacles, frustration, things not moving forward, or experiencing a lot of obstacles in the forward movement. Okay, so for some of you, this extreme is the fact that in regards to your love life or just your general domestic life, there's something here that's very unhappy and kind of a drain on your energy and a drain on your ability to focus and tune into your intuition, and kind of clinging to, I want to say clinging to the false, okay, or clinging to things that you're not really clear on, okay. So I see a blockage here. Okay, so there's definitely like a very significant, and I want to say a heavy energy here in regards to either your love life or your general home life that's needing to be addressed, that you're needing to get clarity on, illuminated about, and your intuition could be trying to tell you something, but you're not hearing it, you're ignoring it. All right. So take what resonates. I want to say maybe for those of you who are so much in, domestic bliss or relationship bliss, actually, I don't really see much positive for these. Yeah, I don't really see a lot of positive energy with this one. Okay, I'm just gonna leave that. If there's another message from them, I'll get it, but I don't want to hold up the reading. And okay, so for some of you, these 3 cards, there's a certain level of ignorance or unhappiness that you're experiencing, because with this Knight of Cups energy, reflecting your spiritual life, your emotions, and sometimes for some of you, a relationship. Okay, wait a minute. I want to clarify because I don't want to confuse you guys. So for some of you, home life, love life, it's really good. You're so happy that you are losing focus on other things or other aspects of your life, other aspects of yourself that you're needing to cultivate and channel. But for others of you, this spiritual and emotional extreme that you are experiencing, it's because you're clinging to some kind of idealistic notion. Okay, the Knight of Cups is governed by Pisces energy. Pisces is very much the escapist, okay? Very idealistic, and sometimes it's very hard for the Piscean energy to face reality. So for some of you, you're finding it hard to face the reality of a situation because you're clinging to idealistic or whimsical notions. Yeah, especially in regards to possibly a relationship. If this isn't talking about, once again, a general domestic situation. And maybe that in and of itself is what is causing you this unhappiness, or this negative, lower vibrational energy that's slowing you down. Okay, so with the Tower, with being in the reverse, to me, when the Tower's in the reverse, it's already fallen or it's about to fall, but there's an energy of clinging to that tower. The tower only crumbles when it's not built on solid ground, when it's time for it to go. So when you're clinging to it, it's like you're clinging to something that is no longer for you. So why is this Page of Swords here? Why is this Page of Swords here for the state of mind and communications of the Cancerian collective, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Divine insight, clarity, and guidance for the collective of Cancerian, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Why is the Page of Swords here for the state of mind and communications of the Cancer collective? Okay. So we got 3 cards for that. We have the Two of Pentacles, we have the Lovers, and we have the reverse Two of Swords. So now we have 2, 2, 2, because the High Priestess is a 2, the Two of Pentacles is a 2, obviously, and then we have the Two of Swords. So, the twos talk about choices. They also talk about partnerships. They talk about duality. Okay, so as an angel number, please look up 222 because you may find some kind of spiritual message or resonance in looking up that number and see what it means for you in your life. But from what I'm seeing here, and in regards to your state of mind or any kind of communications that are ingoing or outgoing, the lovers, to me, that is strong relationships, energy, or being at some kind of crossroads, right? So like I said, the twos, all of them, they talk about decisions, and sometimes this lover's card can talk about being at a crossroads or having to choose between, what your mind wants and what your heart wants. All right. So for some of you, there's like a major decision here that's needing to be made, or something that you're really needing to face and see for what it is. And in order to do that, you're really needing your intuition, and not to ignore the spiritual guidance that your intuition is trying to give you, or maybe someone in your environment is trying to give you, so that you can deal with and see the situation clearly. The Two of Pentacles, it talks about trying to maintain balance, juggling multiple things. So for a lot of you, like I said, this is just an imbalance because, things are so good on a domestic level or relationship level that you're neglecting other aspects of yourself in your life. And for others of you, there's something that you're clinging to, that you're clinging to your ideals instead of the reality of a situation or a relationship. And with the reverse Two of Swords, with the Two of Pentacles talking about a need for balance and proper, management. And with the reverse Two of Swords, with that talking about kind of like being forced to make a decision, or feeling like you're stuck in indecision between like a rock and a hard place, unable to make the right decision, or feeling incapable. And with this Lover's card, which talks about Gemini, once again, duality and having to make a choice. So for a lot of you, this is a significant turning point, or a significant juncture in your life, or in a situation or relationship that you're needing to face, and you're finding it hard to come to a decision, which is why this reverse High Priestess, to me, that reflects you and your energy, because that's moon energy. You're off balance intuitively and spiritually, and you're unable to figure out what decision that you're needing to make. Once again, strongly in regards to either maintaining a balance between your happy home life and what it is that you're needing to channel your creativity and your intuition or your spirituality to or through. And then for others of you, this is a relationship or a domestic situation that you're needing to face head on and make a decision about. But the only way you're going to do that is if you, one, tap into your intuition and stop viewing things through rose-colored glasses. All right. But yeah, the Two of Swords, it always talks about like a hard decision, especially when it goes into the reverse. It reflects being really stuck, feeling incapable or being forced to make a decision. So for some of you, this could be an energy where you've ignored something for so long, and then now it's just staring you in your face, and you could be once again, due to your own idealism or your emotions, you're not facing it, even though it's right there in front of you. You're still unable to make a decision, and it's possibly that things are going to come to a head and force you to make a decision. So let me see, what is this Two of Swords in the reverse, and reflecting that Page of Swords. That's the energy once again of trying to find answers, trying to figure out the truth, or having to communicate said truth. Alright, why is the reverse Two of Swords here with the Page of Swords for the state of mind of the Cancerian collective? Divine truth, guidance, and clarity for the collective of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Why is the reverse Two of Swords, Page of Swords energy here for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Clarify the reverse Two of Swords. Okay. Eight of Swords, Ace of Cups. So once again, this Eight of Swords talks about being bound, being stuck, all right, being in a self-sabotaging, repetitive state of mind, feeling stuck or helpless in a situation, feeling just restricted, limited, stuck. Once again, reflecting that reverse Two of Swords. So like I said, there's a strong indecision or inability to make a decision here, okay, and strong energy of you working against yourself. With the Eight of Swords and the Ace of Cups together, to me, that shows restricted or blocked emotions or intuition, okay? But fortunately, with the Ace of Cups being in the upright, I do see that once again as intuition, creativity, spirituality, or it's like your intuition is trying to come through, regardless of how blocked you feel mentally, or how restricted you feel in this situation, or how idealistic or unrealistic that you're being, your intuition or spirit is still trying to come through and give you this download so that you can get yourself out of this stuck mindset, or out of being stuck in a particular state of mind or a situation. So for a lot of you, you are going to receive like a for those of you where this is like a creative block, you're going to receive some kind of creative inspiration or a creative download. For others of you where this is a situation that you're needing clarity on, you need to listen to your intuition to, you're going to get like an intuitive download to help you get out of this this indecision that's here. Help you to get out of a situation or an energy where you feel limited or restricted or blocked. All right. Why is this Ace of Swords here? Why is the Ace of Swords here? Okay, so we have more water energy. So I strongly feel like this has to do with your emotions. Your emotions, your intuition. So for some of you, this could be for some of you, this could be a friendship. Okay, the Three of Cups, it deals with your social circle, your friends. So for some of you, this is you feeling restricted or blocked, or being unrealistic about a friend in your environment. Okay, for some of you, this could be a child. You know, there could be a child in your environment that you're needing to see with a little bit more clarity. I feel like that's just for a very, very small amount of you. So for some of you, this is a child in your environment. For others of you, for a lot of you, this is a friend that you need to be realistic about. And then for others, Three of Cups, Ace of Cups, that reversed High Priestess, sometimes reflecting secrets. The reversed Sun here, sometimes talking about painful truths. This could be like third-party energy, however that plays out for you. Even if it's not third-party in regards to a romantic relationship, it could just be talking about an external influence that's causing you some confusion. So you take whichever resonates. But I'm seeing with this clarifying the Eight of Swords that this restriction, this feeling bound or limited, it has to do with either a child, a friend, or a lover. And once again, your intuition, it's like your intuition is trying to scream at you. Spirit is trying to give you the guidance that you need, but either you're ignoring it intentionally due to your own idealistic rose-colored glasses causing you to be unrealistic or in denial. And then for others of you, this is just the energy that you're not tapped into. But Cancer as a water sign, you have very, very strong intuition because you're ruled by the moon. So it's there, you know. Either you're denying it because you don't want to face the reality, or it's blocked. And that's why you need to reconnect to you. Yeah. So a lot of you, for this as a creative thing, you're feeling blocked creatively. That's going to change. You're going to get a creative download, some kind of inspiration. For others of you, there's going to be a spiritual download or an intuitive download on how to deal with this situation and make whatever decision that this is in regards to, it looks like a relationship, a personal relationship, whether that's platonic or romantic. Alright, why is this reverse Page of Wands here? For the energy levels, the goals, and the actions of the Cancerian collective. Divine insight, clarity, and guidance for the collective of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Why is the reverse Page of Wands here? For the energy levels, actions, and goals of the Cancerian collective. We got the High Priestess again. So We have the reverse high priestess again. All right. So another repeat. Listen to your intuition, Cancer. Reconnect to yourself spiritually. That is really going to help you. It's going to help you to feel, that is going to help you to get unblocked. That is going to help you to make a decision. That is going to help you to face the reality of the situation. That is going to help you to take off those rose-colored glasses that some of you are wearing. All right. So I'm going to put that in the upright just for good energy. But it came out in the reverse twice. So a lot of you have blocked intuition that is trying to come out. A lot of you, there are some truths that are coming out that you're needing to face, you know, and be realistic about. A lot of you need to take off rose-colored glasses and face what the situation or relationship is and what your intuition is trying to tell you. A lot of you, for those of you where your domestic life, your relationship is happy, this is just you really needing to tap into your spirituality and your creativity, because you're not fully owning your gifts. You're not taking action on your creative inspirations, or what your spirit is trying to tell you, or where your spirituality is trying to lead you, okay? Due to being overly focused on the mundane in domestic life, and some of you domestic bliss. So just take whichever resonates, all right? All right, can I get another card? Why is the reverse page of wands, high priestess energy here? The hermit. Once again, you're going to have to take some time out for yourself. Okay, the hermit talks about solitude, it talks about introspection, and it talks about facing your own internal demons so that you can learn from your experiences and gain wisdom from it. For others of you, this is just you needing to take some time out for yourself so that you can hear your inner voice, so that you can listen to and tap into your own inner wisdom. All right? For some of you, this is an energy around you that's trying to guide you and help you through whatever this may be for you. It's going to be different, obviously. But the high priestess, giving that it was in the reverse twice now with the hermit, that's a strong energy of needing to reconnect to yourself spiritually, because that is going to help you in whatever this is, whether it's balancing a happy life and whatever it is you need to do spiritually or creatively, whether that is taking off the rose-colored glasses and facing the truth and the reality of a relationship or a situation, okay, whether that's a friendship, a lover, a child. Either way, this is talking about taking some time out to yourself to reconnect with your inner voice, your inner guidance. Okay, maybe some of you need to create a spiritual routine. In the pre-shuffle, I did see the Hierophant. You know, the Hierophant talks about having a spiritual routine or discipline. And for some of you, seeking guidance from someone who is knowledgeable and spiritual and intuitive, who can help you through this blockage that you're feeling, either mentally, emotionally, spiritually, whichever applies for you. Okay, but the Hermit talks about going into solitude and seeking answers within. So does the High Priestess. So, like I said, for some of you, this is some truths coming out. For others of you, this is you needing to face the reality of a situation. And for others of you, this is just you needing to balance this happy home life, happy relationship with, you know, your spirituality and your creativity, so that you can channel and cultivate aspects of yourself, so that you can offer a more well-rounded you to the world, to your family, to a relationship, or to, you know, the collective, whichever applies for you. All right. Bottom of the deck, can't make this up, Hierophant. So once again, there's a level of spirituality that you're needing, okay? Because we have a lot of reversals for spiritual cards here. So there's a spiritual imbalance that you're needing to correct. All right. And I hope this is not being confusing for you guys. But, yeah. Alright, and like I said, I've already pre-selected the Oracle cards. Not pre-selected, but they fell out when I was shuffling for you guys, for your energy, because I wanted to save time. So I may be able to get done before or by 50 minutes here. So, I have 3 cards from each Oracle deck. So these 3 cards are going to basically give you advice. Trying too hard, force creates resistance. Let go and watch it flow. Rest, be lighthearted, burn out. Like I said, some of you, your energy is just too scattered. Okay? You're doing too much. Put this closer. Ultimate love, forgive others and yourself, release past, send love and light, change inner to change outer. Like I said, so some of you, this is a personal relationship that you're needing to either balance with other aspects of your life, or you need to face the reality of a person or situation and take off the rose-colored glasses. Third card, surprise in a way that you wouldn't expect, a gift from the universe, intense twist of fate, eclipse news. All right, you did get the Ace of Cups over here, which talks about receiving good news. It can talk about, once again, spiritual downloads, intuitive downloads, feeling happy, a new beginning of sorts, something emotionally fulfilling. All right, bottom of the deck for that is life surfing, feeling capable of overcoming adversity, no expectations, and approaching life like a sport. All right, 3 more cards is missed opportunity, regret from former relationship, don't run if it feels right, risk of loss, communication is imperative. Okay, so for some of you, that Page of Swords is definitely a need to either receive or give clear communication to clear up any kind of misunderstandings that you may be dealing with at this time. You either, if you've already missed this opportunity, maybe you have an opportunity to, you know, what's the word? I just had the word. Maybe you're getting an opportunity to rectify the situation. Leveling up, you deserve the best, major improvement, doing inner work, dealing with past hurts. Rewrite your story. Rewrite your life story to how you would like it to be. Release, feel peace now, sleep subliminals. Okay, so whatever you're wanting to manifest in your reality, look up some subliminals that can help you to manifest those things. I'm also gonna have those on my channel here very, very soon. I need the right music and background. I want you to enjoy listening to it. So that'll be coming to my channel very, very soon. 3 cards. So we have Talisman, you are destined to succeed. This is kind of a protection energy. All right, like I said, you have spiritual downloads and your intuition is trying to come through and give you some guidance, give you some clarity, help you to not feel stuck on a decision or stuck in a situation. You just gotta take that time out so that you can hear it. With the Air card here, seek a union of mind and spirit. Okay, this is that Page of Swords energy, seeking answers, needing to get into alignment. The Wolf, beware who you trust. All right, bottom of the deck for that is the Gate, a barrier keeps you from your goal. Okay, for a lot of you, like I said, this barrier is this you're just not listening to yourself. Alright, last but not least, we have regret. I know that I cannot change the past. Success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. Honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. Bottom of the deck for that is patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. So, I believe that is it. I think those are all of the decks that I pulled from for your reading. Cancer, once again, for those of you where your home life, your relationship is good, hunky-dory, you're just needing to balance that with, you know, your spirituality, or you're taking that time out for yourself, okay? For all of you, you need to take some time out to reconnect with your truth, who you are. There's some things and aspects of your personality or your creative and spiritual gifts that you need to cultivate and channel. For others of you, you're just too scattered. You're too focused on the mundane. You're too focused on others, and you're needing to, you know, practice some self-care. For others of you, there's some unrealistic or some idealistic notions that are preventing you from seeing the truth of a relationship or situation, and that's something that you're needing your intuition and your spirituality to be able to navigate through. And for others of you, this is just a creative, intuitive block, and once again, taking some time out for yourself will help you to overcome that. All right, for those of you where it's you're needing to balance no, to where you're needing to see the truth of a situation. Like I said, that could be a lover, that could be a family member, that could be a friend. I don't think it's a child for most of you, so yeah. Thank you, Cancer, so much for watching. I hope that this has resonated with you and been helpful for you. I hope that you are able to get unstuck very soon, and that you are able to reconnect with yourself and balance your energy and listen to your intuition. All right, I will see you and talk to you sooner rather than later. Thank you so much for watching, and until my next video, I love you. Be safe, take care, and bye.